this is what a road bike looks like, guys, and you're seeing all the aspects of it. This is the handlebar, or the or the bars basically. These are the drops, the brakes, and the gears over here. I've got not much on my bike, just a horn and a simple milder one when I'm inside the colonies. This is here is the stem. I've got it dropped down so it's a little more aggressive a position. These wires control the brakes and the gears. Speaking of gears, you can look at it over here, and let's go around and show them to you. And this here is the gear knobs. I have about 11 at the back here and 2 in the front. These are called derailleurs, which change the gears. It makes it easier or tougher. And while we're here, let's look at pedals. These are the special pedals that have shoes that lock into them and you can ride easier. This here is the stem on which there's the seat. It's normal to have cutout seats in road bikes and not very cushioned. Finally, we come to the important essentials like brake lights, must have them. And then the wheels, which obviously you can't ride without. These are extremely thin. They don't seem to have much grip on them, but actually it's more than enough to get a good grip for us roadies out there. So that's pretty much what a road bike consists of. Some special things on this bike would be there's a sensor here, you can see it, and there's one in the inside of the wheel. There you go, there you see that. These will control the speed and cadence and other measurements, which are normally read out to a computer, which can be kept here or here, and that's how you ride these bikes. Hey guys, just going to talk about a little cycling here. Starting with the most essential are these cycling shorts, and they look like normal tights, but what's special about them are 2 things. A, that on the legs they'll have these grippers on the inside which hold them in place and they don't ride up, and you don't want your cycling shorts to ride up when you're riding because it will just lead to chafing. And the other thing is you have this massive bum cushion, or for where you meet where your body meets the saddle, and it's good to have this thick layer of cushioning because without that those saddles can be really hard to ride on for a long time. The next thing you will need is a cycle computer. I'm not using one at the moment, so I use this watch. It's a Garmin. It connects to sensors on my bike, and even if I didn't connect them, I could just use this to tell the speed that I'm traveling with. But frankly, if you don't have one of these, just download an app on your phone. Something like Strava will do just fine and get you by for the time being. Eventually, as you buy sensors for your heart rate, or how fast you're pedaling called cadence, and for how fast you're going called speed. So you speed and cadence sensors, then you need a cycle computer or a watch like this to read it and save it so you can boast about it later. Next thing that you should have definitely on your bike are rear lights, and this is a very simple light. You press it, it'll come on, hopefully. Yes, there you go. I press it again and the modes will change, and you can see that, and then that switches it off. I have another light that I wear. I have 2 lights, so that's on my bike. It fits in there, and this one is motion activated. So as I'm cycling and it's hung on me, it moves and it shows light at a slightly higher level. But you need to have a brake light or a rear light, and there's no questions about it. It's very risky to be riding without a light. While speaking of risky, it's also very risky to ride without a helmet. It should be banned. It should be a no-no. I see so many people out there without a helmet. Please get yourself a good helmet. Get a bright, colorful one. Remember, cycling, you're allowed to look like a Christmas tree. If you're middle-aged like me and you're in tights, there is nothing more left to be ashamed of. So just mammals, we've already spoken about them. So just get yourself a nice bright helmet. You want to be seen on the roads. You don't want to be mistaken for something static or transparent. Do not camouflage on the road. So I'm using a lovely cat-like helmet. Lots of holes so the air passes through and you don't get warm. I don't have hair, but for the rest of you, you will want ventilation. There are many other helmets out there. There's a certain technology called MIPS, M-I-P-S. That's the new technology. It has a cage inside which protects your head. So even if the helmet moves a bit, it sort of protects you much better. Mine doesn't have it, but it's a very light helmet and it's great for road biking. It's very aerodynamic as well. And one more accessory that you can splurge on are shoes. And I mentioned Cities, and Cities are a great pair to have. These are called clipless pedal shoes, also called cleat shoes, because when I remove this bit, you will see an odd fixture, and this locks or latches onto the pedals when I'm riding, and it makes sure that I'm not only am I pushing, I can also pull the bike as I ride along. You can have them with velcros or laces, but more efficient is to have these dials, because you can dial in the tightness and they stay very snug. Remember, these are very stiff, you can't bend them, they're not like running shoes. So if you're really serious about your cycling, you will want to invest in a good pair of cycling shoes. And then come some extra accessories. You can always get good sunglasses. My favorites are Oakley's. This is the Jawbreaker, and I like these particularly because you can extend the, watch this, see that, there you go, and you can extend the length of the sticks here and put them back in and reduce the length. And why is that important? Because when I'm riding with a helmet, you don't want these sticks to be too long, you want them to be truncated and short so they finish quick and they don't get stuck in the helmet. So these are really good to get by. This is the prism lens, so it cuts off the glare but gives you enough light so you can see roads and any things on the road that might be an obstruction. Get yourself a bottle of water and a bottle cage. Fix that. You will need hydration on every ride, no matter how short it is, so please get that. And lastly, if you want to splurge, just find other bells and whistles like a horn or better grips or a colorful bags to go on the bike, or for your phone pouches. Those are all open, but these were essentials and these you must have. That said, see you on the road. Happy riding.